Okay. Alright, so it's about 5:30, so let's start going through the syllabus a little bit. Looks like we still have a couple more people who are probably missing, but I'm sure they'll file in soon. Alright. And if you guys have this just through web campus as well, you're more than welcome to just follow along through that. So let's see. I'll pull it up. Okay. So welcome everybody. So this is going to be ME 240, Section 5 for Solidworks. So start time of this class, you all should know by now, it's going to be 5:30. Primarily going to be done on this. I don't think there's really any other way that class is going to be completed.
Oh, you must be around a lot of fire. And I've never met an ugly engineer. Every engineer I've ever seen has been like it.
So SolidWorks should be available to all of you guys. I've been hearing a lot of you guys having some issues kind of getting a hold of Carrie and kind of getting that all settled. What I will do is I'll try to make just a little notification to that everyone can just react to, so they'll be able to. So I'll be able to get just a general head count as to who is still having issues with regard to getting their SolidWorks up and running or getting a hold of the software in general, and who already has it. So, I mean, it's not super necessary to have up and running right now, but I do want you guys to be able to have it by the time we have our next lecture. So let's see. So course objectives, clearly we want to be able to kind of have a general understanding of how CAD softwares work, understanding just the general interface. So that's kind of going to be, generally speaking, both today's lecture and next week's more so, just because we'll be starting to go into some of the more specific aspects of SolidWorks itself. Just being comfortable with utilizing the software. You don't have to be a pro or a master by the time you leave this class, but as long as you have a good understanding, you're going to probably be using it for other classes as well. Let's see, so just being able to create two-dimensional sketches and kind of extrapolate that into three-dimensional models or anything of the sort like that as well. Being able to create assemblies, so several different parts as opposed to just one single piece, rigid component, and just being able to kind of apply this on any projects, whether it be for this class or other classes as well. So I'm sure some of you probably have already taken a look at the schedule. So last week was just sort of to get all the stuff that we're still kind of dealing with settled, at least with regard to getting SolidWorks installed on any machines, as well as this week just being kind of the same idea, introduction, and just showing you guys the interface. Next week we will begin to have our first assignment. So our first homework assignment is going to be assigned on the 10th, so a week from today. And then a week from that, on the 17th, is when we will have that assignment due. So a lot of the topics that we're going to be going through are just sort of the idea of extrude and extrude cut, being able to revolve certain sketches or shapes around an axis, patterns, and I mean a bunch of other stuff here that we'll sort of get into the more, or the deeper into the class we'll get. We will have 2 tests, so the first of which is going to be on October 10th, or on October 15th, excuse me. Kind of like what I mentioned, I believe, on Web Campus, this will be a proctored exam, so I'm going to need to, if you guys are able to, as best you can, be able to have some sort of webcam, so I'll be able to kind of monitor you guys, make sure that you're not doing anything crazy. Not like that's going to be too much of an issue, if at all. So we'll have that first test on the 15th, and then the second one, which I am not sure if that's going to be cumulative or not. That will be on the 19th of November. It likely won't be, considering we'll have a project, and that will kind of take up more of a cumulative approach. So you'll have to use a lot of the skills that you've acquired over this class in order to have an understanding of what to do for that sort of project there. So let's see. In terms of course policies, so we kind of talked a little bit about this already. It's going to be synchronous sessions, so primarily what we're doing right here, it'll have the synchronous session aspect to it. There might be some pre-recorded videos that might be put out. I'm still working on how we want to do that, or how I want to do that. But there might be a pre-recorded video component to it as well that will likely show up on Web Campus. Just because there's only so much I can do with regard to file size on Discord, unless I feel like getting Nitro.